this stuff set up. So right now it says that we are live, and my phone, I just got notification on my phone saying we live, so that's a good deal. So we're gonna give people time to come on in, and we'll just use this time just to chat, and I get through doing some finishing touches or whatnot, and we'll get on with the show. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you do this, but I guess with us men, I think we automatically got some kind of chip that give us a little slight uh microchip to say that we are somewhat a computer whizzes. So we'll just sit up there and try to work it out. And we don't want nobody help, not even a female, even she a computer whiz. We be like, no, I got it. And that's another thing I guess I just don't understand, are we just really just stoking our pride, or we just don't want a woman to tell us nothing, or what's the case with that? Do we try to do, are we just like the lion, we don't, we want y'all to follow us. We don't want to follow nothing y'all do. What you think about that?
Yeah, I really think that is great. That is awesome. When you have people that actually says that, I mean, that is a big compliment to me. That is an awesome compliment. You know, I mean, it leaves you kind of speechless. But they don't understand when actually when doing when doing a channel, it takes trial and error. Is not something that you do overnight. You do within a week. You do within a month, or it takes trial and error. So you have to like constantly go on and do it and play with it and constantly play with it and constantly play with it. So when I did it and still doing it, um, I sit up there and you'll see me up there talking in logic, and people come in and trying to get things right. You have to do that in order to, especially when you have a goal in mind
Absolutely.
and you know what
Absolutely.
your channel, what you want and direction you want to go with your channel. And I know what direction I want to go with my channel. And even though I've been doing it from my phone, um, I still know what direction I want to go with my channel. And I'm still going in that direction with my channel, and I'm still um, developing that. And we still in the research phase when it comes to different things that I'm still setting up with that channel. So every once in a while, I may go live with it and still play around with it
Absolutely.
because I'm still implementing some other things that I want to do with it. And as we find what is going to be conducive for that channel until I get everything set up the way I want it,
Mm-hmm.
then I will be broadcasting live directly from that channel the way I want it
Got you.
and stuff and everything. You have to sit and play around with it, especially when you know what it is that you want with your channel.
Right.
And if you take the time and you put into it and you invest into it, then it's just what you want from it. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people, and I did a lot of research and I looked around and I said, oh, wow, this channel is immaculate. And
Mm-hmm.
I looked and I did the research and I was like, this can't be this system. They can't be using this system from this channel. They had to be using some type of other operating system. So when I started doing the research into the different operating systems, and I was like, oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to be using one of these operating systems. And what I found out is there are very great operating systems out there, and the more money you put into the operating systems, the better quality you get when it comes to um, join your channels as well.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm still sharing it out to people now, and I'm seeing people slowly trickle it in. And Fire Goddess, dear, thank you so much. You always come in and help share this out. So thank you so much, my love. And she got a lot of groups that she share it out to. So I really appreciate that. And I think, class, you got a little handful of people that you share it out to as well. So hey, you got a hand up in it. Go ahead, do your thing, dear. Um, but yeah, you're absolutely right though. When you're doing this, you got a lot of programs that you could deal with. You got to find out which one is the right one for you. But of course, you got a lot of them. You got a lot of them that's actually free, and then you got a lot of them that Friday Child, what's up, babe? Oh shit, it's gonna be a good show. What up, Raw Rebel? Uh, at first, I was using OBS when I first started getting into it, and then I found out about XSplit, and I love XSplit.
Yeah.
XSplit does have a free version, but however, of course, you pay for the premium, you get to do more like what you see what I'm doing. I guess you could do like different scenes and have more of graphics or stuff like that. Just like Friday Child said, damn, you got the Matrix shit going on back there. Yeah, I like this shit. So yeah, it's just gonna take some time, man. Everything gonna go slow, cause that's how it was with me. Like I said in one of my shows, I don't know if you heard me. I said when I first went live in one of my real shows that I did, I had a panel full of
Mhm.
people. Miss Classy, it was a damn good conversation. Girl, don't you know when I got through that goddamn thing, when it got through upload, I only had 10 views? 3 hours. 3 hours of hot fucking air, a good conversation. All I had was 10 fucking views. I said, wow,
Well,
what the hell? I said, what the hell? How the fuck does that work? We sat up here and talked for 3 fucking hours. Damn good conversation. It only got 10 fucking views. But it didn't really discourage me because I knew it was the beginning. And I knew I had to network myself and affiliate myself with people who also do it as well. Positive people, to be exact, positive people that you want to network with, and that's what I've been doing, just finding other people just to network with, and because I'm all about building together, whether you black or white, we should be able to build together. It ain't about, you trying to build off my name, I'm trying to build off your name, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be brothers and all this. I mean, and if y'all want the fuck shit to stop, then this will be one step, at least for me, to try to bring as many people together, men and women, and do shows like we're about to do now, and shows that I do, period, and videos. Now, a lot of people probably say, hey, you always talk about the fuck shit, but you don't ever bring up positive stuff. Where here's the thing, I try to throw in positive stuff on my platform, but the thing is, y'all don't pay attention to the positive stuff. It's only a handful of y'all that'll watch it and come in and say, oh, Chris, that is lovely, that's beautiful, blah, 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 blah. But let me put some shit up there talking about, hell, zombie apocalypse or nuclear bomb or something, or black people to rob a woman, or a woman killed a child. I mean, shit, I get a shitload of people come and watch it. Look down my timeline. You see some videos got major numbers. You see some videos ain't just really got big numbers. But, somebody always told me, and I'm going to keep this in my head, it's not the quantity of people that watch your stuff, it's the quality. So if you only got 50 or 60 people who watch your stuff, then you got 50 or 60 people who truly roll with you. Preach. Those people who truly roll with you. Until you put up a show that may catch everybody's attention, like I did Judge O. Brown. When I did the Judge O. Brown, man, that chat room was lit the fuck up. I had almost 100 likes before the show even ended. I like, damn, I never had that before, but I'm going to ride that fucking wave, though. You feel me? I'm going to ride that wave.
You're right.
So,
You're absolutely right. And I guess the type of content dictate the type of viewers you want as well.
mm-hmm.
I just recently spoke on
Hey,
that
Lady Law.
too, I rather rock with two loyal viewers who come to see me for me than to come see me about on some other stuff. and everything. And
Absolutely.
we all have our days when something affects us, and then we have our rant moments. But don't look at it as, well, I'm coming to her because she ran it this day, so I need to come see this rant every day. No,
Absolutely.
we all have our moment
Absolutely.
where we may have that, but that is
Absolutely.
not going to be an everyday thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, come see me for me because it may be a day that I'm just gonna babble on and I'm just gonna babble and babble and babble. But somewhere in that babble, I'm gonna drop some real positive wisdom to you
Right.
and stuff and everything. Or I'm just going to just babble.
Right.
And if you come see me, whether it's 10 people or 2 people, whether it's 30 people or one person, come see me because you just want to come see me. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, everybody has content. The type of content that you present to them doesn't matter whether it's the content you want. The moment
Absolutely.
they
I
log
agree.
on and
Absolutely.
they press that go live, that's content, period.
Mm-hmm.
I have, and I just sat there and said, I have one where she go riding in her car. She'll get out. She say, "Y'all watch my car. I'm going in the store. Anybody take my car? Stop them." Okay, and it's kind of funny. Like we're renters over there. What we gonna do?
Right.
Block them from taking the car, and we be laughing about it. All right, I guess we just gonna go on the ride while the robber just take the car, and we laugh
Mm-hmm.
about that. But that to us is content.
Right.
So each channel holder has their own different type of content. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be some type of negative content.
Right.
You know?
Right. All right. Let me share this out to Instagram and do a couple more shares. We're gonna get the show started. But y'all, I'm not ignoring the chat. I see all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the truth. Sweet Tea, hey babe, I saw you today. How you doing, honey? That's one of my fans up in Memphis, Tennessee. You gotta love that. Miss Class already got 18 likes already. So that's what I'm saying. That's how I know that I'm growing because usually my likes take some time to get up, but I got 18 already. And we got people in there chatting already. See, this is why I like the people in my chat room because they come in and they greet everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got some chats when some people come in, they instantly go attacking them or say something stupid, I guess just to feel a vibe for them. But we don't do that over here, you know, so I don't get down like that. But anyway, let me let Instagram know that I'm live so we can get on with the show. So,
Okay.
what up, Instagram? This your boy Chris Thorn, the host of the Chris Thorn Show on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I am live right now. The subject is relationships and rejection. You don't want to miss this awesome topic that I think everybody need to come in and chime in on. Of course, I can't do a show like this without having a call-in number. So you come in the chat room, look in the description box, look for the call-in number. You got something you want to say? By all means, feel free to come and say it. Chris Thorne Show, live right now. Relationships and rejection. I see you there. Click the link. So let me let that process real quick. And the video that I did today, I didn't think it was going to show off the way it did, but it's like the soon I put that up, shit, probably about an hour. You had down there about 50 people that already saw it. I said, wow, that's neat right there. I said, I said, I guess that's the topic that a lot of people like to hear, especially the majority of my audience, I think, are women, you know, so to hear a conversation like that, you know, I guess it would draw their attention to it. So that's pretty damn cool, too. So let me do one more thing real quick, and we can get it on. We can get it on. So let me send this out to people. Let them know we live also. All right. I got that taken care of. Now got that taken care of. So let me let people in my group know that I'm live. So bring them on up in. Let's see, live now. All right. Let me go over here. Let me see my peoples. Let's go over here. All right, I see everybody at Raw Rebel. If you want to get in on this, famo, you can, bro. You know, the call-in numbers in the description box. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining. Y'all know how I do it, so let's get right into it. The Chris Thorns Show. Let's go. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm your host, Chris Thorns, and we got a special guest who joined us last night. She's here with us again, Miss Classy. As always, to the people who going to come in later and watch the replay, you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an interesting topic here now. Me and this lady, we talked about this last night before we got into a real show. And I believe it was an interesting topic. And like I told her last night, you know, we need to talk about this on a show. So, you know, I hit her up in email. I said, hey, how about that show? You know what she said? Hey, let's do it. You know, my man Raw Rebel, he said, hey, I'm down for it. I hit him up. Hey, he said, let's do it. He's in the chat room right now. So hopefully he'll call in. But hey, don't hold yourself back. Whenever y'all here, you want to come in and chime in, the number's in the description box to call. All the details in there to call the show to come in and chime in. Y'all got me 22 likes, man. Hey, y'all the best, man. Real talk. Y'all the best. So let's get right into it because, you know, it is a Sunday. I don't know about you, Miss Class, but I got to get up Monday, so shit. I don't want to be here all night. But then again, sometimes discussion get that good, you be up all night talking about it. So we'll just see how it goes. But first of all, dear, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for joining this show last night. Thank you so much for the excellent conversation. Like I said, I had to upload it. And for y'all who haven't seen it, I cut out part of the show and I uploaded it, and it's called Chris Thorns Speaks with Miss Classy 26 about chasing a cat and wherever else I put up in it. But just look for chasing a cat. You see that shit pop up and just listen to her. Just listen to me and her, you know, talk about some real shit. At least I believe it's some real shit. So we're here again, and we're going to talk about relationships again. But not only that, dear, I put a little extra mustard on it. We talked about relationships, or we talked about, you know, chasing a cat, which can still go and coincide with relationships. But we never got a chance to talk about rejection. And we know a lot of people can't deal with rejection. There go Fate. Hey, Fate. And we know a lot of people can't deal with rejection too good. All right? And which is cause for a lot of people who can't deal with rejection too good for them not to be in a relationship, period, or not to speak they mind, period, because they're afraid of what somebody going to say to them. I, for one, it's kind of something like that, you know, and I guess I'm kind of shy in a sense, you know. I just sit back and look, and if I do got a little thing for you, you probably not going to find out no time soon that I do, you know what I'm saying? I guess I want them opportunities, you know, if we, like, have a conversation, and if you leave the door open for me to come at you, say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I got a thing for you, you know what I'm saying, what the business is, you know, and that's how I do it. But, you know, you got the thing that says, and this is logic, you know, logical, they say that a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And I believe that's true, but at the same time, I do believe a closed mouth can keep your feelings from getting hurt as well. So, what do you think about that, you know, especially about the last part I said, a closed mouth can keep your feelings from getting hurt. Because, you know, a lot of us, like, we try to protect our feelings now, but is that a good thing that we try to protect our feelings, or are your feelings going to get hurt regardless? Speak on that for me, dear.
I agree with that. Most who can't deal with rejection, they protect their feelings, and those that protect their feelings, they just they show a different type of behavior
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to protecting their feelings. And you really see it in most who try to act extremely hard
Mm-hmm.
or aggressive, and it's a different type of aggressiveness. You have those who's just straightforward, and then you have those who's just extremely obnoxiously aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
where they their mannerism is just rude. They belittle men or women. It's always the um approach when it comes to trying to get a woman's attention. They don't know how to approach that female. It's always, hey, be this or hey, be that. And it's always they don't, they're protecting themselves. And you see that, that hardcore thuggish
I can't stop laughing.
demeanor.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. But hold up. But let me ask you this, Mr. Classy. You a woman. You're a woman, and
Uh huh.
any of you other women who want to call in, y'all more than welcome to call in and call in number in the description box. You as a woman, and not only you as a woman, but you as a black woman, tell me, in your opinion, why does it seem like nowadays that my so-called queens or my black sisters will respond better to a man calling them or approaching them like that versus than a man coming to them like a gentleman? Because here's the thing. I get tired of hearing people say that, hey, I want somebody real, I want somebody to do this, I want somebody to do that. And when you hear them say, I want somebody like that, they speaking of somebody who's pretty much a gentleman, even to the point that, I want him to open my door when I get into the car. All right, fine. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. But when you have somebody that does that, you blow him off to the side. But as soon as he come at you, you know what I'm saying, with the thug shit, holding his dick and saying, what up, mom, what up, bitch, and all that, you easily respond to that. And it makes you giggle your motherfucking ass off. Why? Please
Okay,
tell
but
me as a woman.
a real woman and a real queen ain't finna respond to that. Not somebody who got something going on for herself.
Okay.
She ain't finna respond to that. The only person that's gonna respond to that is a woman with low self-esteem. A
Ooh.
woman who,
Ooh.
that's the only person who's gonna respond to that. A woman with low self-esteem. A woman who doesn't have, who feels that that's all she's worth. That's all she have been used to. That's all she's been told that she's worth.
Mmm.
Most of the time, it's a woman who has been in a battered or abused situation, coming from seeing that all her life, being raised in a family like that. For a real woman, ain't finna take that. Because first of all, ain't no man finna come and approach me grabbing his crotch, talking about, come here, B. I got your B.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you kiss your mama with that mouth? Do you call your mama that?
I ain't heard nobody say this so long, but go ahead. Go ahead, though. I hear you. Go ahead.
Cause ain't no real woman, not somebody who got something going for herself. No, she not no. A real Nubian queen ain't finna do that.
Mm. But here's the sad thing about it though. Even though that a man approached him like that, they still label themselves as a real queen or as a real woman. So I guess my next question to you is, if they still label themselves as a real woman, knowing how a man talks to her and how he approaches her, and of course, if he start approaching her like that, he's going to keep approaching her like that, and if she like it, she going to just keep accepting it, the approach that she's getting. So, by your logic, what you just said, What up, Slap? Do you think they accept it because they in denial, or they taking the first thing they can get because maybe they've been lonely so long and they just longing for to be in somebody's arms, or is what it is? This is what I like. I like the bad boys. I like the thugs. This is what I want. What do you
No,
say about that?
no, it is because she got low self esteem. She's been raised around that all her life. She's seen that all her life.
Mm,
That's what she have been accustomed to.
mm, mm.
She's used to that thug life. She think that thug life is the life.
Right, right, right. Friday Child said, I never heard a man approach a woman saying, "Hey, bitch." I personally haven't seen it either, but you know, it's there. Trust me, it's there. I heard plenty of men, call a female that he's with, a bitch, or this bitch did this bitch did that, but they don't make it no different because they respond pretty much in the same way, calling him a bitch and hoe and all this stuff, and and I'm just like, well, damn, this is how y'all get along, grown ass people talking to each other like that. This is how y'all really get along. I say that's kind of awful, but then again, I sit back and think, well, I guess whatever keeps the relationship afloat, this is how y'all do it, and this is how y'all do it. I mean, I couldn't do it like that, but if that's how they get along, then are we really, who are we really to say anything about it? Or would you still say, it's got to be some low self-esteem somewhere for people to accept that kind of relationship?
Right. I mean, just to blatantly sit there and just disrespect her or anything out of that nature, I'm sorry, but you have some good men out there, and it women say it's hard to find a good man.
Mm-hmm.
First, you don't look for him because he will come to you. See, the problem is people are too busy looking for them that sometimes they right there in your face. When we always looking for somebody, that's when we fall into the wrong hands of the wrong man. When that good man been right there in front of you all the while. The problem is, it's always that, well, he's lacking that one little thing that I'm looking for. He's missing that one little thing, when the problem is he was never missing that one little thing. You just never paid attention to it.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. And I'm loving this conversation already. And I'm looking at the chat room, man. They is really getting to this conversation. I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to call in, don't let us be the only two talking. Y'all come in with y'all thoughts too. Call in numbers in the description box. You know what I'm saying? It'll tell you what to do to get in. It'll let me know that you get in. I'll unmute you. You say what you got to say. Like people on Instagram getting the message now. Oh, somebody just popped in. But I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to answer this call real quick. Who was that? Okay, that's 214. 214, I will get to you in just a minute. But let me ask you this before I go to 214. Now, in the beginning, me as a male, you as a female, we know the art of cunning. I'm just speaking hypothetically. Now, let me explain to you when I say we know the art of cunning. Meaning we know how to put on the front. Because think about it, and I say this all the time. A lot of us got some kind of bad habit. Okay? But we talking about relationships right now, about approaching somebody and rejection and whatnot. So a lot of us got a lot of bad habits. So if we know we some disrespectful fucks, we're not going to show that right off top. We're going to put on our, I guess I could use the term, game face. We're going to put on our game face. So, of course, we're going to fall for the person because they putting on a game face. But now, as things progress, because you can only hide your bad habits for so long, they're going to eventually come out because these habits you've been doing for years, they eventually gonna come out. So when you see these bad habits and it raises the red flag, why do we not acknowledge the red flag? We just act blind to it and keep on and let them red flags keep building up. And then once they start building up, it's almost like, it's too little too late. It's like we sunk in and we are like we don't know how to get out the situation. What do you think about that? Why do you think we do that? We turn a blind eye to red flags.
You know what? Sometimes we turn a blind eye to red flags because we just choose not to acknowledge them,
Mm-hmm.
hoping that they'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a lot of us don't want to believe that it is even a problem
Mm.
or issue.
Mm. Mm. And Slap just said some, and I think I said this earlier, nobody want to be lonely, and I think that's another reason why we look past red flags. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They don't want to believe. They don't want to believe that there is a problem, that they're lonely. They don't want to believe it.
All right. We got 2 calls on line, somebody from my hometown, and we got somebody from 214. Since 214 came early, came 4901, let's see what 214 got to say. 214, what's up? You on the line with your boy Chris and Miss Classy. What's going on?
Hey y'all, this Friday. Chris.
Oh shit.
Always Dallas.
Oh shit.
214
What's up, chick?
is always Dallas.
What's
okay?
up, chick?
All right, so I just want to say something about the initial engagement, like when a man first meets a woman. I guess we'll go back to college women, bitches, and hey, bitch, and all that.
Okay.
It seemed a little unequal to me. It seems like, the man always get blamed for how he treat the woman.
Mm-hmm.
But if we just being realistic about it, a lot of times they peep the scene first, and if a bitch come off as a bitch, that's how she gonna be portrayed. Every woman out here ain't no queen. Let's get that straight.
Oh, I agree.
And every man ain't
I
no
agree with you on
king.
that, yeah.
So if you carry yourself as such, because usually you see this kind of stuff in the hood, and we know who all the bitches and hoes are,
Right.
and we know who all the
Right.
niggas are, right?
Right.
So a lot of times it has to be the woman's job to educate the man how to approach them, right?
Okay.
So if a man come at me, hey, let me holler at you, but you talking to me from your car, you let him know straight up, hey, nigga, I'm not walking to your car, and you keep it pushing, or you say that's not how you speak to a lady, and you keep it pushing. You don't engage after that, right? That's just something that they sit with, and you hope that they get it together at the end.
Listen to Friday,
So
child.
I do
Girl, you got me talking
I
like
think
y'all
we
now.
just put a little bit too much pressure on the men instead of like the woman. The woman is actually the one who is always in control, in my opinion, as far as the
Yes,
initial
she is.
contact goes, right? So the woman is the one that sets the tone for how the initial conversation goes. Now, if the man is already being disrespectful and then you check him, but then you still give him your phone number, you're not really sending a message that, hey, I'm a respectable woman and you will treat me as such. Right? No,
shit.
It's not the time for you to teach him that lesson. Let him go on and try to learn that lesson with somebody else.
Girl,
That's just my opinion.
drop the
Men
mic.
come to me, hey,
Drop the
baby,
mic.
hey, mama, hey, this, hey, that. Like, you ain't even try to ask me my name. Guys used to try to at least get to know you. They try to trick you. That's how they used to do it. Now they don't even care about it. They just be like, oh, you got a fat ass. And you be like, nigga, what?
Exactly. And first of all, men can't come up and say no, hey baby, hey mama, and nothing like that. First of all, can you ask me what my name is first? Hello, how you doing? Can I get your name? You can't even.
Right.
You got to look before.
No.
If your eyes take you below my eyes, we got an issue.
Mm.
And then they ask you for your phone number before they even ask you what your name is.
You
And
know
it
what?
goes back to what I was saying yesterday. If you can't stimulate my mind intimately, then we can't even go past anything else.
I
And
agree.
that's where it go back to what I was saying in my previously, no. I could go back and say, hey, back then, let me get your number. You can't get mine because you can't pick up the phone and call me. It ain't no call. We both
Right.
are adults. I got your
Right.
name. You got my name. We both adults. We both have what is known as fulfillment. We already know what time of day it is. We get together. We fulfill each other's needs. I can't. You're not gonna pick up the phone and call me. I'll call you. This is the agreement we have. I'll call you. You don't call me. I'll
Don't call
call
me.
you. Okay?
Hey, hold up. Now, hold up now. Y'all taking over now.
Well, that's why I think. Well, that's why I think it's the woman's job to kind of, like put together the meeting. It's not the man's job. Like I don't think we should just come down so hard on the brothers.
Okay. Friday Child, let me ask you this one last question. I'm going to go to the next caller. Thank you so much, sweetie, for calling in. I don't know if you heard me ask about the question about the red flags, but if you didn't, I will ask you since you're on the phone. I'm going to ask a lot of y'all who call in. 'Cause I think we got 2 more people on the phone right now. So let me ask you this. Like I asked Miss Classy, we as men and women, like I said, in the beginning, we put on the front because, we try to hide our bad habits. But when we see the red flags, why do we turn a blind eye to the red flags and constantly let the red flags build up? And once they build up enough, it's almost like it's too little too late to get out of this situation because you're almost like sunk in now. So you could tell me your opinion. Why do we let red flags build up and why we stay in that position when the red flags do build up? Tell me in your opinion.
I think. Okay, so this is speaking from a woman who I'm a grown lady, so I done had a few relationships.
Well, go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
We ignore the red flags a lot of times. Well, I did. Let me just speak for myself, not people in general.
Okay.
Well, because for one, we afraid. I think we're afraid to confront the person, and we be afraid to leave. Like you done poured into this person, and you like this person, and then you start seeing stuff happening. You like, oh, I could fix it, or they'll get it, or whatever, right? So this just speaking to a woman who was with a man for 8 years, and I know 5 of those years was too long. Like after the 3rd year, I should have been gone. Okay. But my dumb ass stayed because I'm like, okay, well, it ain't that bad. And it was terrible. If I look back on it, it was like those last 5 years. That's why when I got out of that shit, it wasn't no tears shed. It wasn't nothing. But I think it was because maybe I was afraid. I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid that he wouldn't like me if I confronted him. I was just afraid, like just being a fucking coward. And not really want to just step out on your shit. Like, sometimes you got to stand in your shit, and sometimes standing in your shit means being by yourself. And a lot of times we just don't want to be by ourselves. Luckily, I grew up, and I'm like, fuck that shit. Nigga, it ain't working. It ain't working. I'm out. Okay? Goodbye.
All right. Friday Child.
But
man.
I'm glad you took my cow. I like talking to y'all in the chat. This is a real cool chat. Everybody just, they welcoming and everything. I was a newcomer amongst a lot of people. So
right.
I'm just glad y'all, want to hear my country ass sometime. Come on.
Hey, that last phone call you did, man. I'm glad you called back in because, man, you had me rolling with that. You like, I don't mean to be spamming. You like, I don't mean to be spamming your chat, but I'm going to be the one to be like, man, shoot that bitch, kill that bitch. Girl, you had me tickled with that, man. But you cool with me, Friday Child.
If you put that shit up, I'm telling you, I'm going to be dying. I am going to die. My niece was just saying, because she heard you shout me out on the last live I was in. She was like, you be on those people's shows talking shit.
Just because
Girl, I was just in the house.
just because you said that
I
I
said, "Feel
am
like
gonna
you
put
two
it up.
friends."
Yeah, just because you say that I am gonna put it up, man. Let people know that you cool like that, man. I like that. Try to child. Thank you so much, love. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. I think I'm about to go to bed.
Okay, then. Sleep tight. Sleep tight. Sleep tight.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, for the first call, Miss Classic, that was kind of cool. What you think about that? Do you agree with everything she was saying, or did you have a slight difference of opinion? Or
I
what?
do.
Okay.
I actually do agree with it because I mean that's like in my first marriage. I'm not gonna say. Well, I will say I did ignore. I did ignore the signs, and my first he was the biggest cheater, the biggest abuser, the biggest everything,
Mhm.
and a whole lot of other things that went on in that, and I stayed not because of the low self-esteem or anything, and it took a lot. It took one thing for me to get away from him,
Mhm.
but I stayed, and I don't tell anybody, I stayed not because of the kids. I stayed because the sex was good. I'm just be straight up honest.
So it is true that some of y'all stay. So it is true that some of y'all stay in a bad relationship because their third leg is good. So it is true that some of y'all do that.
The third leg was great. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just be straight up honest. Let's just keep it real.
That's what's up. Hey, keep it real. That's what we about. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
It wasn't no level self-esteem in it, and despite everything that went on in it and stuff and everything, but when he did what he did, I don't care how great, how awesome,
What you say? What you say? Simply irresistible. I heard that, dude. I heard that. Let's go to the next caller.
You know, and some people just sit there and say, you know, but self-esteem does play a part in a lot of situations, but you have to be honest with yourself, and I'll be honest with myself. If it wasn't for that, if he was slacking in that department, sister girl would have walked a long time ago. But he wasn't slacking in that department.
I heard that. Friday Child, thank you for that call, dear. Let's go to my hometown, 901. 901, you on the Chris Thorns show with your boy Chris Thorns and Miss Class. What's going on?
Well, good evening. How everybody doing?
I'm doing fine. Who am I speaking to?
This is Miss Faith Robertson.
In Memphis?
Hey, Miss Faith.
I didn't know you was in Memphis.
Hi, Classy.
Wait. Faith, you in Memphis? Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
I am from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
stay in Memphis, Tennessee now, but I am from the M-Town.
Well, thank you. Where the M-Town then? You calling to represent the M-Town, you know.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you know the men and women down here are ratchet, so it ain't no way around it. But go ahead, dear, speak your piece.
Actually, I really agree with both of the women on the panel tonight, but we find some women that we have to take on responsibility of ourselves also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the reason that I say that is, you know, we find a lot of, guys or young guys or men that approach us in the wrong way, and we have to deal with them the correct way. And we have to stand our grounds on who we are.
Gotcha.
But you find some women that we approach, gentlemen, guys, young guys or whatever, men, in certain ways too. Mm-hmm. Now, when I say certain ways, I'm not actually talking about the mouth. Okay, I am talking about the look, where we wear our clothes,
right.
How we walk out the house, how we bending over, how we shaking in front of them, and all that. I mean, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real all the way.
Well, go ahead,
when it comes to women, because a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, we could wear our clothes and be us. And we was fine with it. But this day and generation is no clothes and everybody fine with it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a different approach that's going on generation to generation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
it takes you to identify who you are. You understand what I'm saying? And when you identify who you are, then first, you're not going to be mistreated no any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Second, your name is not going to be called out. And sometimes, let's keep it real, we run into guys like that, but we run into a lot of women that has a foul mouth also.
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? So this right here can go on both ends, not just on the woman, on the man point of view of how men treat us, but how women are treating guys also. Because there's some women out there with some foul mouths and say some foul things to us women too. And we don't even know them. You understand what I'm saying? And it all depends on the approach. You know, you have to be careful, Chris, period, when it comes to life. And all of us have a story, and all of us have went through some things, and all of us have grown up, and all of us seen some things, and all of us experienced some things. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you already know what you've been through in life, you shouldn't allow anyone to take you back where you came from.
Oh, preach. Oh, preach. Preach.
Period.
Preach.
And so these days in time, we find ourselves keep going through the same thing over and over with a male or a female, even if it's a friend, even if it's a cousin, even if it's somebody that you're entertaining or you're dealing with. We find ourselves going through the same thing that we went through when we was young. So the point is, whose fault is that? So are we going to continue to keep pointing fingers at everybody else but ourselves?
Mm-hmm. And Faye, let me
just
jump
a question.
Yeah, let me jump in for a minute, because I'm glad you said it, because that's one of the big things that I speak on my platform is about responsibility and accountability. It's always somebody made us this way, or somebody made me do this, or somebody made me do that. I'm like this. There ain't nobody put a gun to your head and force you to do it. Nobody made you do nothing that you did not choose to do yourself. So man up or woman up and take responsibilities for your action. If your mouth is foul, then that's just what it is. Your mouth is foul. All right.
Right.
If you're attracting men that ain't shit, then you got to look at yourself in the mirror, like me and Ms. Clay talked about last night. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and change that person in the mirror if you want better. In order to get better and do better, you got to make yourself better. You got to look at the person in that mirror and say, I deserve better, so let me work on myself to do better and have better people around me. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, period. So we can make ourselves better, but nobody is perfect. Even though we make ourselves better, we still gonna slip up. Even for people who fuck up relationships and don't know how to handle rejection. When you get rejected, just like I did a post on Facebook, and y'all ladies, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. And the post said, I don't understand how you lames out here could get upset when a female rejects you and talk all type of shit. But when you get rejected from getting a job, you be like, oh, well, I tried. Wait a minute. That's money could be put in your pocket so you can do stuff for yourself. And you try to get at a girl, you could take a girl and all this stuff, but you don't get mad about getting a job, putting money in your pocket, but you get mad because a female rejects you and she everything but her name. So why do y'all think that we do that, or what do you think about that post, period? Any one of y'all can go first.
Nancy, you want to go first?
No, I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay. First of all, we have to realize that rejection is life.
Mm-hmm.
As we develop and mature, as we go through our journey, there are rejections constantly. The main thing is, can we press on to push through these rejections? You may be qualified for a job, and I may be qualified also, but they may see something inside of you, Chris, that they may not see in Faith. So due to the fact that you was the one that was nominated the job, then even though I may feel like I was rejected because I may have a little bit more skills here and there, should I allow that to just, kill my vibe as in striving to do what's best for me and my family and others, or should I take that as a learning experience and develop more skills in the area that I feel short in?
Okay.
See, sometimes we have to understand in life there's going to be rejections that's going to come and go. but how far are we willing to do? And I like to advance more to qualify ourselves and our skills. A lot of people are rejected due to the fact because of character, personality, attitudes. Some people don't qualify for a certain job. Some people go out and fill out applications and they feel like they have the skills, and then when it comes to certain individuals, they feel like they wasn't qualified for the jobs, and then they find themselves going into a little slope or feel like they can't do it, or, you know what I'm saying, I can't make it. That's reality. I never heard anyone in life said I wasn't never rejected. That's life. I never found anyone that ever said I was rejected. I was not rejected. Everyone has been rejected of somewhere in life, period. There's no one on this earth that has not been rejected. Even if it was a job, even if it was a car, even if it was student loan, even if it was a loan, period. We have been rejected through life, and as we go through this journey, who's to say that we're not going to continue to be rejected? But should we stop here because of rejection, or here or her, or whatever the situation or condition may be? Do we stop here, or do we press on until the door is open for us? Do we walk into the door? Are we prepared to walk through the door? Are we prepared for the rejection? Some of us are not prepared. Some of us never will be prepared. Some of us are mentally prepared, and then some of us are not.
This is why I wanted you to call in, Faye. Wow, this is amazing. You know, I'm glad I had a chance to do this, but we need some of the males to call in too. I think I got one on the line right now. I'm going to get to him in a minute. So, Faye, let me ask you this. And this will be the last question I ask all of y'all who come on the phone. I don't know if you heard about me talking about the red flags or whatnot, but if you did, then I don't need to ask you the question. Just tell me what you think about that. Or if not, I still say it. You know, why do we see red flags and turn a blind eye to it and let it build up to the point that it appears that it's too little too late to get out of it? And it's almost like we stuck in this situation because we let the shit build up so much, you know. Give me your thoughts on that, and I'll go to the next call.
Well, I heard you say that about red flags. And what I have to say about that, I think that there are signs. Okay. And there are signs in our life that we just refuse to pay attention to. You know, and in life, you're saying red flags, but I think there are signs. Even in relationships, there are signs. Even when we first get involved with someone, there are signs, there are tones, there are the way you're treated, there are the way you talk, the way you handle yourself, the way he handled himself. There are signs that's along the way, but we don't pay attention to them. We're too busy entertaining in what we like and at that time.
Gotcha.
That we're not paying attention to the signs.
Gotcha.
Our minds are not paying attention to the signs. We're too busy entertaining and trying to get where we need to get at that particular time in our life. If it's a relationship, we're too busy trying to entertain him or her to get what we are, you know, what she or me want in that relationship. Sometimes we find ourselves, you know, when it comes to signs, we don't pay attention. We're just off into our own little world, but them signs and them red flags has been there from day one. We just refuse to pay attention to them, and then once they, you know, the signs start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, then we're ready to bail out. But there were signs from the beginning. The thing about it is, how long will it take for you to really pay attention to the signs when it comes to a relationship, whether it's good or whether it's bad for you?
Faith, girl, I love you tonight for that. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you called in. You said you're going to call in if I went live, and here you are. But I'm just shocked that you got a 901 number. Damn. I thought you was in Memphis. I said, girl, damn, you know, I could have been met you in person and did a show together now. But anyway, though, but thank you so much. I'm glad you called in because I really did want your input on this, and I think this is a good topic for everybody to come share their thoughts on. I got a couple more people on the line right now. And ladies and gentlemen, the number is in the description box if you want to call in and give your thoughts. Everybody is welcome to call. Faith, have a good evening, dear. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you. See you later, Miss Classy.
Bye, Miss Faith.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that's another awesome one, Miss Classy. Now, Miss Classy, you never got a chance to answer that when I asked about the rejection, why we get upset at a female when we get rejected, but we won't get upset because we can't get no job, making no money. You would think you would get more upset with getting rejected for a job because that's where income can come in. So you can not only do for yourself, but if it is someone you try to get after, you could do stuff for her too. But when you get mad at her,
Right.
she's everything but her
I
name.
look at rejection the way I look at rejection the way people will look at stress.
Okay.
Most people can't handle rejection the way they can't handle stress.
Okay.
And both of those tie in together.
Gotcha.
If you can't handle stress, then why would you expect them to handle rejection?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
The
Damn.
same way most can't handle anxiety.
Right. Right. Right.
All those tie in together. We have all been rejected, like Miss Faith say, in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's going to get a car, whether it's going to be a part of something, it doesn't matter. You done been rejected from something. You have been stressed about something, whether it's at work, whether it's tending to the kids, whether it's driving a car. It doesn't matter. You go through life issues. It's called life.
Absolutely.
And life throws those curveballs. How you handle it is on you.
Absolutely. Well
And a lot of
said.
people don't know how to handle those issues.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Well said. Well said. Let me go to 313. I think this is my man, Raw Rebel Radio. It is you, Raw Rebel?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on, brother? The man right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, brother, appreciate you for making time for last night, man. I really appreciate that. And you are back here again tonight, brother. So you see the topic. You hear what we're talking about. Is there anything you want to add to it, or anything you disagree with or slightly disagree with? Or you got the mic, man. Go ahead, brother.
I appreciate the invite, bro, first and foremost.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hello to the ladies in the chat room. These women on point tonight with, stuff they saying about, when you seeing the responsibility of a woman, when it comes to men.
Okay.
Because we always been outnumbered by women, and then through the circumstances of life, especially for our people, we seldomly taught to be men and how to approach a woman. And like Ms. Faye said, from generation to generation, the approach changed because the culture changed.
Right. Right.
So we have to be cognizant of that first and foremost. But that's a hard thing to see because it dwells in the realm of common sense, something we don't use no more.
I know that's right.
And,
I know that's right.
And then with the approach from a man, whether he been taught by the man how to approach a woman, or it's degrees to it. So when I say this, I don't want to be taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
The woman is how she's presented is based the approach. If she's with some camel toe shorts on, and she got a nice body, the approach is going to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? The environment, makes the approach. I'm so glad that a lot of women, has taken accountability for things that women do in the collective. Of course, they can't take responsibility for it, but they notice it.
Yeah.
So that's the most important part.
Yeah.
But a woman, if you at the club, and a lot of women, don't seek that type of attention. But when you in an environment that's gonna seek that type of attention, you have to be prepared to let a man know in a way where he can't even call you a bitch. Because I have friends, you know, and I'm a type of person. First and foremost, let me put this out here: I don't like rejection. I don't like stress.
I don't think nobody
I
do.
suffer from anxiety. You know, I suffer from anxiety, and I don't like that either. So you know, what the sister was just saying, those three things. That's the parallels is like a dynamic how she put that.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was throughout the show, I've been listening to it, and I was looking for the resolve of why some people it's harder for some people to deal with rejection. And I was looking for the resolve in that. And when she drew the parallels of stress and, you know, all the stuff that ties into the trauma that we dealt. So that has been triggered somewhere in our lifeline where we don't like rejection, whether it be from your parents. And majority of the times, our most first and foremost hurt come from our parents.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It comes from yourself.
Yep, absolutely.
You are your own trigger of your own rejection. You are your trigger of your own
but
anxiety.
It's something
drastic that happened in your lifeline. When it comes to anxiety, and it comes especially anxiety. Anxiety is a form of PTSD. And stress falls within that anxiety, and so rejection is a lower form that comes is actually the lowest form of stress.
So wait. Let me ask you, Ms. Class. So are you disagreeing when he said that you know that comes from our parents as well? Were you disagreeing with that?
It doesn't. I'm not disagreeing that it comes from the parent. It comes from something significant that happened in that person's life. Like it could have been a traumatic experience. Like it could have been like maybe a traumatic death or something that happened in that person's life.
Okay.
And I want to clarify something, you know, to clear the air. I like to be careful of the words that I choose when I go across these airwaves. I did not say that all of those things come from the parent. I said some. Your first hurt that you feel for most is from a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're right. From a parent.
That's irrefutable. You know, from a guardian or a parent, your first hurt comes from there. That's irrefutable. Right. That's like not even up for debate, and I want to move past that to make the point. That, like I said, I forgot where I was going with it because I wanted to clarify that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Take your time. Take your time.
And misconstrued because that's why we're in the rut we is now because we're not careful with the words we choose when we're trying to make a point, and it brings upon rejection. So, like with women. Back to the women, because I want to stick with the rejection thing. You know what I mean? Because that's I want to stick with that, even though it all tie in. With women, like I said, I notice some things because I have friends on every level, every degree of how we treat our women. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've seen my aggressive friends approach women, and I've seen them approach those who won't fall under the category of women. And the end result was different. Okay, for the woman who doesn't fall under the category of which most women would classify as women, not men, what women would classify as another woman. The end result was tongue lashing, a back and forth, because it was aggressive, and she had to be aggressive back. And then I seen that same aggressive friend approach a woman with an aggressive approach. And she tamed them quickly by being gentle and being a woman. Like, wait, now would you like a man approach a woman like that and your mother like that and blah, blah. And it changed his whole demeanor because it wasn't a rejection. She was letting them know, like, listen, that's not how you approach a woman. You would have a greater shot at me because you're a handsome looking man, blah, 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 blah. So she turned the table all the way. And like the sister said, the woman is always in control. Always. Always. We follow lead of the woman to get the women. And it's a disconnect between men and women, especially of our culture. And the disconnect is there because we don't know each other. Because everybody wearing a facade. You know what I mean? Everybody just walking around with this mentality that I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be a button of heads.
Mm-hmm.
So the rejection level with men, now you get to fuck you then, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though that's cowardly shit, I don't like that at all. I'm not condoning this coward. There's no justifying that. But you get it.
Right.
Just well as you get a woman that will reject a man like scornfully, like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face with them busted shoes on, and this may be the guy who approached you like you a woman, and you really a bitch.
And you absolutely right, brother. And let me step in for me. You said that because here's the thing, and I say this about men and women. You know, it's amazing that when everything is all good or it's all peaches and cream, how some of them say, that you get the respect in the beginning, but soon as you don't get what you want or you don't get your way, your whole demeanor changes. Now I'm a ugly ass nigga or you a ugly ass bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, them fucked up ass shoes on, them fucked up ass clothes on, but wait a minute. You saw me when I walked up to you with all this shit on and you was giving me play at first, but I said something that maybe if you would have gave me a chance to clarify, like you said, maybe you gave me a chance to clarify what I meant, then we wouldn't be in this position right here. But I guess that's a trigger word that you heard, you know, it instantly set you off. Now we arguing over dumb shit. So I'm glad you said that, brother, but I'm glad you said that. I had to step in and say something about that, but go ahead, continue, fam.
Oh, no, I'm digging what you're saying, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, it ties in because of the disrespect, man. When we go on these topics, you know what I'm saying, I'm a person that like to go below the surface because it always tie in, like the sister on the phone. You know, everything ties in to the mental, to the trauma, to the PTSD, and we all suffer from that in some form.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody. In some form, we suffer from something that we still live today that's triggered from something from the past.
Absolutely.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? What degree it is, it doesn't matter. It's still there.
Absolutely.
You know, that's just being human. You know what I mean? You know.
See, here's the thing, man. That's why I'm glad at least I got a mail. Now, we got another call. I'm finna get to them in just a minute after we get through talking to you, you know, because I agree with you, man. A lot of these females who called in tonight, you know, they hitting right on the money, you know. I mean, I cannot disagree with them. Now, we got somebody in the chat room. My man August said, you know, he don't agree that a woman should take control. I don't think they just necessarily saying take control. Let's take control of the whole the agenda of what's going on. I mean, they saying they'll take control as how allowing people to approach them. Take control of that. And I'll say the same thing for a man. If you got a hood female, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, you was making a point.
Okay. Yeah, that's just like if a man getting approached by a female from a hood female and she's sitting up there, you know, her pants sagging and shit. If you know you're not just really attracted to that, you're not really attracted to the way she talk, then, you know, you yourself have your right to say, you know, hey, you know, I don't like your approach, dude. You know, you cute. You know, I like this, I like that, but your approach is wrong, you know. I mean, I like a woman who's classy, you know, pull your pants up, pull your shirt down. You know, you don't need to show me your skin. You know what I mean? Straighten yourself up. Act like a lady. Be like a lady. That's how I like to be approached. But not like you said, Raw Rebel. Now, you could do that to some people in the hood, and you sparked up an argument right then and there. And this nigga right here talk like he all up it and all that. No, I'm not. You know?
It's two things I can touch real quick, too.
Go ahead.
Brother August. Brother August said that he don't think a woman should control all the time. That's why I don't want to take him out of context. I just want to clear because I didn't hear what you had said. He said
he don't think a woman should control. Let me see if I can find his comment. I can tell you exactly what he said if he'll let me go that far.
I might be able to see it myself too.
Yeah, but it was something about letting women control. I guess control everything or something to that fact of the matter. But he's listening. He'll type it in again. He's listening.
Yeah.
He'll type it
but,
in.
But I mean, we have to be in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in control everything they do. You know what I mean? It's certain things that a man wants to control as a woman for her safety and things of that nature, but she's always in control, just like you always in control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to live in reality. Everybody's controlling their own life. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. My wife is in control of her life. You know what I mean? I can make suggest something and say I don't like that, she still had an ultimate end. Even if I say, no, I don't want you to do that, I forbid you to do that, woman, she still has the right to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't own her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think, and I'm not shooting no shot at the brother, and I don't want him to take this as I'm shooting shots at him. I'm just covering it with a
Nah,
broad
he good,
paintbrush.
man. He understand. He good.
We as men have to let go of this fucking traditional American bullshit. You know what I mean? First things first. As men, we have to be responsible and know, like, nigga, I don't control nothing. No matter how much I want to. No much time I desire and say, I know I'm fucking right. But you still don't. So we have to, be mindful of that. This is just reality we live it in, and that's why a lot of women pull back because we think we're in control when we do it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being in control of the situation, just suggest the situation.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And like
Got
I said,
you.
everything is levels. It has to be as a level. Your woman about to leave out the house at nighttime and go to the store. Look, baby, it's not safe. We know that's not safe.
Right.
And instead of say, what the fuck you talking about? You ain't going nowhere. That's crazy. That's the wrong. She might just want to get out to get some fucking air to get away from you because you think like that.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Raw Rubber, I'm gonna ask you like I asked everybody else at the end, and brother, thank you so much for making time again and call in. Now, did you hear me? Did you hear me talk about the red flag thing? If you heard me ask about that, then you go ahead and answer the question. But if you didn't hear it, I will ask you the question. So, did you hear me talk about the red flag thing?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what's your thing on that? Why do we as people ignore the red flags and we let it build up, and sometimes it just get too late and we just like sunk in? What's your thought as a man on that?
Okay, we'll keep it short because I've been kind of long with it. We deal with red flags every day, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we have to be. It all depends on what you're looking for and what you're willing to deal with, and are you happy with the fruit that you bear from the tree that you watered and the ground you tilled. So you say you see a red flag, okay, this broad really don't like to cook, and she really can't cook, and she don't know how to clean, but I love her. I love her personality. You're not going to get 100% from nobody. Now, I'm not saying if you see a red flag of a freaking murderer, you stick around. No.
Right.
But, just with people character flaws as far as a red flag, something that might not live up to your standard, but she got the other 80% is on point. Nigga, you ain't getting 100%, and ma'am, you're not going to get 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not able to give 100% because there's going to be something about you that he don't like. You know what I'm saying? So with the red flags, we live with red flags throughout our relationship because it was something that Will Smith said, that Ruby Dee said to him and Jada Pinkett. She said, how long have you known him? Jada said, I know him for 17 years. She said, shit, you don't even know that man. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lifetime to know a person. Like I said, when you see red flags of some horrible shit, a man-beater or a psychopath, only a fool would stick around for that. But just character flaws of a dude, he may be lazy in the beginning. But if you're a good woman, you might be able to spark that fire in his ass that he's been needing his whole life. We have to understand that love don't choose. You don't get to choose who you love. It's on you if you want to follow through with that love. But you don't get to choose. You come across motherfuckers you never thought you would love, and you end up being the person for you. He may have been fat. He may have been not up to your standard of a pretty boy. He may have not had money, what you thought you need, but he was the man for you, or she was the woman for you.
Okay.
So, if that makes any sense, I hope it sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, Ashley, you gave, I think, somewhat of a better answer, because I didn't really think about that pretty much in life every day you got red flags, so I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't even think about it. Hell, I don't even think even Miss Class even said that, so shit. Hey, way to knock it out, brother. Way to knock that shit out like that, man. Raw Rebel, much love to you, bro. Thank you so much, fam.
For sure, bro.
Hey, no doubt. No doubt. All right. Miss Clay, what you think about that? What you said about the red flag? That was kind of cool, that we deal with red flags on a daily basis. What do you think about that? I think that's pretty decent.
I agree. I mean, there is no such thing as 100%. I mean, there are flaws. I mean, you're going to have some flaws. And you have to recognize that I mean, me and my husband, we are empty nesters. Outside of the grandkids, we are empty nesters. So I don't cook, period.
Hmm.
Outside of holidays, I don't cook. And it might be maybe once every 2 or 3 months I may cook.
Wow.
Other than that,
Wow.
we'll go out to eat.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll go out to eat. I'll sit there and I'll say, babe, you want me to cook for what? That's his attitude. For
Wow.
what?
Well, that, I don't know if I could be in a relationship like that she don't cook. I mean, come on now, you gotta make your sandwich or something, you know. I mean, shit, we ain't got money like that to keep
Yeah.
going out. We ain't got money like that to keep
Yeah,
going out to
he'll
eat.
sit there and say, I said, babe, you want me to cook for what? I said, well, I thought I'd cook. No, I'm bringing us something home to eat. And I said, okay.
Wow.
And then it'll be times that I cook and he'll be walking through the door with food. And I was like, babe, I cook. He was like, for what? The kids are grown.
Wow, man. So, wow.
But
I'm
you're looking at
speechless.
two
I'm speechless.
retirees. You know, you're looking at two retirees. My husband worked because that's something that he enjoyed to do. I own a business because that is something I enjoy to do. And we are empty nesters. All our children are grown. So we don't have to cook. And like I said, outside of holidays, that's the only time I cook. It might be a Sunday. My husband will sit there and he'll say, hey, I think I'm just throw some meat on the grill. And we'll just barbecue meat. We might not even add no sides to it. We'll just barbecue meat. And
Wow.
we'll sit out here and listen to some music and barbecue meat. It just, that's something that we'll just do.
Well, you got a lot of men
And-
that do that because my dad he do that sometimes, you know. Or I'll probably do that sometimes, you know. If I'm just up here chilling and I got some time to myself, you know. Shit, I go throw something on that grill, you know, make something of it, you know. But damn though, you said y'all go out like that, man. Y'all must got money out the frizzine to be going out like that. And y'all, I think the chat is freezing up every now and again because once y'all start chatting, it start going up real fast. So look like it's freezing up. So, but you know, it's all good. Typical YouTube errors. Always doing some shit. So again, y'all, the call-in numbers in the description box if you want to call in. We got one more call on the line right now. Well, let me go to 262. 262, you on the Chris Thorns show with Miss Classy. What's your thoughts on the topic? What's going on?
Hey, Chris and Miss Classy, this is Fire.
Hey, babe,
Fire, how
what's
you
going
doing?
on? Hey,
I'm just a little bit hoarse, but I said I'm gonna call in anyway. I'm gonna explain something. Like when, like me, in my personal experience, by me being alone during my childhood, and the only person I had to look up to was a man. And once he passed away, the first person that was a man that showed me like an inch of love, I just jumped at it. And I admit that was my fault. But after that, I spent most of my time investing in raising my kids, so I didn't have time for no man.
Fire God, let me stop you real quick. Let me stop you. Just hold it down. Let me stop you real quick. You know what? I can relate to what you just said. I really can because you was in one of them situations where people probably was telling you what you wanted to hear instead of what you needed to hear, and I can relate. And I can relate to you on that because growing up in my teenage years, you know, I was like that. You know, I mean, me and my mom never really had the best relationships. I mean, you know, the mother and son relationship, we never had the best. Yeah. And it got so bad to the point that I actually, and I think I may have said this before, that I actually, what a legendary appeal, that I actually hated my mom. I literally hated my mom. And I used to wish bad stuff on her, and I used to actually have dreams of bad stuff happening to her. You talking about I had a dream once, and I bullshit you not. When I woke up for the dream, it kind of hurt me when I woke up. I had a dream that my mom was hollering my name, and I was walking off from her, and she was like walking on the side of the street or something, and this car just came out of nowhere and it hit her. And I ain't never heard a woman scream like that before in my dream, you know. And you know what I did? I looked at her, and I walked off. I bullshit you not. This was in a dream. I looked at her and I walked off, and that woman was just screaming to high heaven. And I woke up. And I was just like, this shit hurt me, because I'm like, you know, I know right now I don't have much liking for her, but goddamn, I may wish stuff to happen to her, but in the same sense, I don't want nothing to happen to her. Not that fucked up, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, and when I thought about it, I said, damn, do I have this much hatred towards my mom that I would literally walk off on her if she got hurt? Did she really damage me that bad? In a sense, I feel like she did. But at the same time, something like that happened. I don't think in real life I'll just look at her and just let her suffer after that shit just happened. And that shit hurt. But the kind of relationship me and my mom had, it was like a back and forth. But of course, you know, since she's the mom and I'm staying in her house, she's going to always win the battle because I'm staying in her house. What she would do, my mom would do shit to piss me off, and I knew what would piss her off. So it was a back and forth thing. But of course, she would get the better half because she was allowed to say stuff. I couldn't. If I want to stay under that roof, I couldn't say shit, or if I didn't want to get the taste slapped out of my mouth. So I couldn't really say stuff to her, but I had ways of getting back to her, getting back at her. And we talk about stuff so bad that even my sister kind of got dragged into it. I'm going to tell you a little story about that. I'll never forget it. And I did this on purpose. And I apologize to my sister if she listened to this. She's 20-something now. I was washing dishes. I will never forget it. She was a little girl, and she had this little Coca-Cola tower that she loved to climb on for some reason. I don't know why the fuck she liked to climb on this thing. But she liked to climb on it. And every time she climbed on it, the motherfucker ended up falling. But she would never get hurt. So this one time, my mama had already pissed me off about something. I don't remember what it was. And I guess my sister was climbing this Coca-Cola tower or something, and we heard this loud crash. So my mama ran in the room. I stayed in there and washed dishes. I did it on purpose because I knew it was going to piss her off. And it did exactly just that. She ran back in the kitchen. Damn, you just going to sit up there and just keep washing dishes? I just looked at her and kept on washing dishes. Because I wanted her to feel what I felt. Even if it means her seeing my little sister being hurt. I want her to feel how I felt. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. I knew what would piss her off, and she knew what would piss me off. So you can kind of guess by us going back and forth like that, I was in an emotional state. So I was just like you. Anything outside my mom's that I try to talk to a girl, if they say anything, the ounce of any shit that I wanted to hear, I will fall for them. So bad, I didn't even have to see the motherfucker. I was falling in love with a voice. If they had a sweet voice and saying all that sweet sugary shit, I would put it in your hands. And then when I meet these ungrateful ass bitches, which a lot of them was, they just pretty much stomped on me. They did. They pretty much stomped on me. So just imagine that. Not only you dealing with the fuck shit with your moms at home, but you're dealing with these ungrateful ass women outside of the home that's making the shit worse. To the point that that shit can make you psycho. And when you grow up, you can start hurting people for no reason. You start hurting people for no reason. You know, but, you know, at some point, I had to grow up and realize that I guess I'm not ready for that. I had to fix what's going on in my mom's house, or either get the fuck away from my mama. That's the only way the shit's going to get fixed. Either fix what's going on with my mom, or when I get a chance, get the fuck away from my mama's house. I chose the latter. When it was time for me to go, I left. I didn't really deal with none of that shit anymore that I did when I stayed with her. And guess what? That hatred that I had towards her, It was gone. It was gone. Because I'm not in her house no more. Because when we stand together, it's like two lions bumping heads. And that's fucked up. That's a bad relationship. That's fucked up. We talk about a man, I love my daddy more than I love my mama. My daddy, he was the one that really wasn't doing shit. He wasn't doing shit. She the one that's doing everything. This man right here was doing some of the fucked up shit to me that you could ever imagine. But when you get around a woman, he was all good. We talk about a man who put a fucking video game, a big grown ass man who put a fucking video game before his own son. When it was time for me to go back home, he wouldn't even let me get my damn video game to go back home. So, who I supposed to be more upset with, my mom or him? It's supposed to be him. But I love the fuck out that fool. But I hated the shit out of my mama. All right? Mm-hmm. So, I had to cut in and say that. I understand where you coming from on that. I've been through that same boat, dear. And I feel where you coming from when you first said that. I do. And that's one of the reasons now it's kind of hard for me to let people get close to me because of that. You know, well, at least that's what people say, you know, you don't let people get close to you. But I just be like, how close are you really trying to get? What are you trying to find out? Right. What do you want to know? Ask questions, but I'm not going to guarantee any answer whatever you ask me. So you can ask whatever you want to ask, but you're not going to get guaranteed any answer because you may not be prepared for what you hear that come out of my mouth. And it's nothing towards you. Right. It's nothing towards you. It's just a lot of shit that's still suppressed in me that I haven't gotten off my chest, You know, and I don't want you to be on the end of that, at that lashing if I do lash out. But go ahead, dear. I had to step in and say that, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, but, you know, it was the same thing like in my childhood. I felt like I was an enemy in my own home because it was me, my mama, my daddy, and I had two sisters. So I can't tell you what it feels like to have a sister. And, you know that song, A Motherless Child? I play that all the time because that's what I feel like. Because she only told me I love you one time within my life. And to this day right now, I know she don't care for me. I know she don't care for me. That's why I instill morals within myself and love my kids unconditionally.
Oh, wow.
Because I never want them to feel pain that I went through and that I'm going through to this day. Because sometimes, you know, a lot of people are so worried about the physical and the material that they don't have time to take up and look at the mental. Mm-hmm. Because you can take a bum walking down the street. He a bum, but he can have the sweetest personality, a heart of gold. See, people they are quick to judge people too quick. Like me, I got a real bad mouth. And my mouth is like this because when I was growing up, instead of fighting people, I used my mouth as a tool. Mm-hmm. So, like, I was rejected before, and that was when I was married to my husband. And when I grew up, I had Southern parents, and I was taught, you know, not to throw the towel in, to give all you can till you can't give no more. Mm-hmm. So he ended up throwing in the towel. He left. And I divorced that ass. But everybody has a story behind their name. And I suffer from depression. I suffer from anxiety. And I also have post-traumatic stress disorder. And there are certain things from your past that can pop up in your present, and it can set you off and make you have a panic attack, all type of stuff. Because I end up going to the ER a lot. Mm-hmm. Mm. And what we have to do as individuals, we got to take some time out and get to know ourselves and love ourselves unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Because once you do that, you're not going to allow nobody that's garbage into your life because you're going to set your boundaries higher.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree
and
with that.
I had that problem. I kept on saying, what is wrong with me? Why is everybody like this towards me? What did I do? Why am I here? What is my purpose? So it took for my grandson to pass away last year for me to sit back and have time by myself and get to know myself. And I seen what I didn't like about myself. I was so hard on myself. So when you hard on yourself, you accept anything.
And you know what? And you're right. You're absolutely right. Would you agree with that, Ms. Classy?
I'm going to let her finish because I got some words for both of y'all.
Oh shit. Okay. Go ahead. Oh shit.
Be gentle,
Okay.
Miss.
So I'm gonna let y'all finish.
Go ahead, Fire. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, it took for my grandson to pass away for me to. This is the only time I've been alone in my whole life. I've been raising kids my whole life, so I had the opportunity to get to know myself better and love myself. And every day I wake up, I say I love me some me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if don't nobody else say it, I'm gonna say it.
Okay, and you know what? And that's the thing right there. And I'm glad you said it because I'm in the mindset now that you know how some people go around and say, you know, they got their conceited attitude, but really they in denial.
Yeah.
They in denial, and they would sit up here and say, you know, I know I'm fine. I know I'm fine, when knowing damn well they not fine. But you have some people say, you know, who told you that? You know, and it really don't knock their spirit down. At least not from the outer appearance. It doesn't knock their spirit down. But here's the thing, though. Regardless of what we may think about somebody, if don't nobody give us credit, then you should always give yourself credit. You may feel like you flying fine that day, but that's not mean that everybody else on the outside world will see you the same way. So if you don't give your own self credit, then don't expect nobody else to give it to you. You know, but it's mighty funny though with a lot of us men now. When females always fine, we want to fuck them. I don't know where they come from, but you fine, we want to fuck you. But you know, and I guess the same thing with a female. When she's horny, she fine. You find her DM because she want to fuck you. You know, so it's crazy. You know, I guess it's human nature. But like I was telling somebody earlier today, she's in the chat room right now. I was telling her earlier today that being single, at least to me right now, or if I ever would get with anybody, I think it's the best route for me. Because when I hear stories like yours, and after the story that I told, because they got this thing said that a man would treat a woman how he treat his mama, I totally disagree with that. I disagree with that, and I hate when people say that. That is not true. That is not true at all. Because the thing is, I know how to separate my mind from my mom's. I can't date my mom or sex my mom unless we're going to participate in incest. And I say this all the time. I can separate the two. I know what dealings I had with my mom's versus dealings that I'm having with you. All right? My mom is who she is. My mom, that's the person that birthed me. All right? You is somebody who is on a closer level to me, intimate, sexually, physically, emotionally, all that stuff in between. I could take you out and do this and do that. I can't do that shit with my mom. So if I wasn't doing that with my moms, then how can you sit up there and tell me that the way I treat my mom is the way I treat you? If that's the case, then I won't do no nice shit for you because I barely did nice shit for my moms. So I know how to separate that from the person who birthed me. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing now, but like when I hear stuff like your situation and hear what I just said, and you know the stories and the videos that I do about how people is going back and forth, especially when they got children involved, I say to myself, you know what? As long as I'm single, I do not have to deal with none of that shit. I ain't got to deal with none of that shit. Stress free, kids free. That shit is a fucking headache. But at the end of the day, a lot of people say, you know, hey, you know, sometimes you got to take risks. And I understand that. It's like Raw Rebel said earlier, you know, I mean, dude, pretty much throughout life, you got red flags. And he's right too. So even though you're trying to avoid that aspect of it, you know, by being with somebody, you still going to run into these obstacles, you know? So who's really winning? You know, you being by yourself versus being with somebody versus, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have these obstacles every day, you know?
Right.
So, man, like I said, there, I can feel where you come from on all that real talk because I've been in that same boat. I'm in that same boat. But if you ain't got nothing else to add on to it, let's let Miss Claire say what she got to say. She said she got something to say to both of us, so I got to hear this. Don't get kicked off now.
Uh-oh.
Don't get kicked off now.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Now you say that song, Motherless Child. I love that song.
I love it. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel
And girl, I be crying like a big
a
old
motherless child. That's my song.
I love
Chris,
it. That's that one.
I'm going to tell you, my mom gave me away
Oh, wow.
when I was a baby. My mom don't like girls. But there's a story behind that. I didn't know that story until I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Couldn't understand it. Anybody from the South know what Southern women had to go through.
Right.
And I'm going to just leave it like that. I learned
Right.
that story when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna ask
These
you something.
women had to go through something. So I understood why she didn't like girls, because she didn't want her girls to go through what she went through.
Right.
There was 2 more kids prior to me. They didn't make it because they were girls.
Wow.
And she didn't bring them in this world. She was forced to have me. I was left out in the sun. If it wasn't for my auntie who stayed across the street from my grandmother, I would have died. My grandparents raised me. My mom actually tried to kill me. I went through a lot with my mom.
Yeah.
My
know
mom don't acknowledge her girls to this day. But you know, despite good, bad, and indifferent, I love her. And I forgive everything. Why? Because I understand what it is that she went through. I got a call from my grandmother several years ago. Call your mama. Why? What's going on? She's not going to make it. What you mean she's not going to make it? She in the hospital. They say she's not going to make it. They say she got to have this surgery, and she may not make it through that surgery. I picked up the phone and I called that number they gave me, and she answered the phone. And I say, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" And she said, "I'm doing fine." I said, "I love you, and I'm praying, and God got you, and you're going to make it." And I hung up the phone. She made it through.
Okay.
And I'm telling you this because good, bad, and indifferent, no matter what, that's still your mama.
Right.
Despite all that has done and has happened, that is still your mama. You only got one. No matter what hate, no matter what dream, that is still your mama. Pick the phone up. Put forgiveness in your heart. Blessings come abundantly. He sits high and he looks low. Blessings come abundantly. That's for the both of you all. I hold on to my children, and I teach them right from wrong.
Mhm.
Good, bad, and indifferent, no matter what anyone has to say negatively, hold your head high and forgive. He sits high and he looks low, and don't never let nobody cut your blessings. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy and put hate in your heart. But no matter what, you only got one. And if yours is gone, you still have someone out there that loves you. You just got to learn how to forgive in your heart and learn to let go. That's my message to both of you all.
Well, you know what, Miss Classy, I forgive my mother every single day, and then I forgive myself as well, because every single day when I see that number pop up on my phone, I know it ain't nothing good. And I have the utmost respect for her. You know, I love her despite what she has done to me or said to me. And I'm gonna say it this way, and then y'all might understand what I'm saying. Now, you know what a woman has to go through when she goes to her yearly, right?
Mhm.
Imagine a 15-year-old getting that done to her. How much pain she in, and you feel like you've been raped. My mama did that to me because she thought I was sexually active, but I wasn't the one that was sexually active.
Okay, and my mama did it too. She took her
And that
finger
is,
and stuck it up my vagina in school.
I can't,
What the fuck?
And
But
then,
I still love her.
I still
love
love
her,
mine.
and I still forgive her. And at the end of the day, her name is still on my birth certificate,
right?
and I still forgive her.
I forgive mine as well. Because if you don't forgive people, they hold power over you. You have to.
You have to understand what a person has been through.
Right.
And you have to understand the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. But I had to understand if it wasn't for what I was told my mom went through, then I wouldn't have never understood it. And I'll probably be one of those ones walking around with hate in my heart. But I can't walk around with hate in my heart. All I could do is walk around with, if I wasn't my mom's child and I was born during that era, I wish I could have been there with her to protect her.
Right.
And maybe she wouldn't be like she is now.
No.
You only got one. You only have one. When that call comes, it's too easy to say, God, please, I ask in your sake to put love and take this hate out my heart and give me the strength and courage to talk to my mom.
Well,
you only got one.
Yeah, that's why I forgive mine, and I call her every day, even though she every time I call her and stuff. But it's something that I wanted to say. That somebody said in the chat, pertaining to things being traumatic. you can't judge me if you ain't been down the path that I went through. If you ain't been down the journey I've been, you can't jump in that boat with me. Don't judge me upon my mouth. Judge me upon my heart, my mind. Because I get stigmatized so many times because of my raw mouth. But it is what it is. But my mouth don't define my heart. My mouth defines my aggression. And just because anybody else haven't went through something traumatic, don't you dare say something about traumatic. Seriously? Evidently, you ain't went through nothing traumatic. And that's why a lot of times people don't want to get on nobody's panel because it's always that one person quick to judge and push you in front of the bus. See, I've been through hell and back. And I still love hard. I still love my mama. My daddy been gone for 30-plus years, and I cry like a baby still because I miss him, and I love my mother. And I already know she don't love me because she already said, you're too much like your father. And she couldn't stand my father. So it is what it is.
But don't let that one person define what you're going through. Don't let that one person define you.
I'm not. It's just
don't
so
let
many
that one
people.
person. Don't let that one person. That's one person.
It's just so many people walking around, so many doubles walking around covered in human skin. It's a shame. If I was to throw holy water on a lot of people, they will turn the salt.
But that's one person. Don't let one person define who you are.
Wait.
This is Miss Classy having a conversation with you.
Right.
Well, here's the thing from what I'm saying. I don't think that was a shot at nobody because if you pay attention to what he said after that, I kind of get what he's saying. He's saying, no, don't play victim. Hold on, I'll read to you exactly what he said. Wait a minute, what did he say? Shit, the motherfucker keep moving.
Something to be expected is to be blamed.
Not that. I saw that, but he came and said something behind it. I guess explaining what he was saying. The shit keep moving. I can't even.
Oh.
Okay, he said it's sad at times goes on. Don't be a prisoner of your self-created victimhood. I kind of get what he's saying, like tongue-tied. I get what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? And they can go same thing for me too, you know what I mean? Don't let what has been created in our life and we still playing victim.
Allow you to be in your own
Thank you.
prison.
Right. Don't let us
build a prison
exactly. That's what he's saying. So
right.
I don't think
I
don't think it was a personal.
You have to be able to release. You got to be able to release what is going on.
Right.
Because if you build the wall around you, then you're imprisoning yourself, and you're not allowing yourself to forgive. You're not allowing yourself to move on or move past what's going on between you and your mom.
And pretty much what Fire God is what. Miss Class pretty much just saying to us, you know, to hold the hate in our heart, you know, find forgiveness. He pretty much saying the same thing, but, you know, I mean, he put it in his own perspective. So I don't think he was attacking any one of us, you know, because if he was attacking you, then, you know, he would have been attacking me too. Then I would have said something, but I get what he was saying because what he said behind it, that will caught my attention. It was a couple people in the chat room like, what do you mean by that, you know? And he clarified, and they like, makes sense, you know, and it did make sense what he was saying. So, but you know, we all go through a lot of stuff. I mean, some people go through shit that's worse, and I get it. And man, but for you to say what you've been through, Fire Goddess, you know, I think anybody always come out a winner when they come out of trauma. You always come out a winner, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you have.
One thing that I'm still trying to come back from, and it's real hard, is the death of my grandson that was only 3 years old. I can't come back for that for nothing because he was my best friend. He was here living with me. He was my best friend. And for him to be killed like that and taken away, it's hard for me to grasp. And then I really got into my feelings on the 4th of July because we cooked, and it was dedicated to my grandson to give him a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people you think came? Nobody. I been hearing so much backlash telling me what type of tombstone he should have and all this other kind of stuff. Well, see, I'm going through this court stuff with the father, my son. All of this is involved into that case, and that impacts the whole family, and that's something we got to live with for the rest of our lives. I mean, I have nightmares to the point my doctor gives me sleeping pills because I dream of my grandson. And when we buried my uncle in June, and I walked over there to my father's grave, and I seen he didn't still have no tomb, I just fell out because it reminded me of back in the days when people were slaves and they just buried you and you didn't have no recollection of who they were, where they were at.
Mm-hmm. Fire Goddess, you
and
know
I
what?
can't.
I feel where you come from, baby. I swear, it's finna be a year since my grandma passed. And I still can't let that go. For some reason, I can't let that go. And when I think I let it go, she popped back up in my dream. So that shows you how much she meant to me. I'm still hurting over there. And you would think I'd be okay. It's finna be a year next month. I still can't believe that woman gone. And this shit, it fucks with me. It really does. So I understand where you're coming from, dear. But go ahead.
And then I said, I feel like I'm bound with chains with, cement steadily pulling me down on the water when I know how to swim. Because every time I try to come up for air, here come another person passing away. That's so close to me. Because my uncle died June 2nd. I was supposed to go visit him June 3rd, and we was going to talk about back in the day stuff. Just for him to pass away the day before I was supposed to go see him. So I went to the nursing home, and his body was still there, and I sat there with him for 2 hours. And to me, it felt like his presence was still there. So I had a conversation with him, and then when they came to take him away, and I kissed him on the forehead and told him, tell my daddy and my grandson, I said, hello. I broke down. The funeral people even broke down. And when they drove him away, I could have sworn I seen my grandson's face in the back of that truck.
Mm.
And his mama is my daughter, and she's evil as hell. I love her because she's my daughter, but she's evil as hell. Because should no mother have to hear her child say, I wish you died 4 times? I done fought her twice. I done knocked her on her ass twice, and she keep on coming. So sometimes you can raise your kids in a good home. Y'all can pray together, read together, but they got 2 choices: to go down a path you led for them, or let the streets take over. And sadly, sometimes the streets take over. I have to leave her to God.
Wow.
I have to love her from afar. Because I know I bust my ass. I invested my whole life in raising 12 kids. I had 2 jobs, and I was going to school. I didn't have time for nothing. So it really hurts when your child is so disrespectful and ungrateful after you done devoted your whole life to your kids. For me now to feel alone, and I got all these kids and grandkids, but yet I'm still feeling alone. So that's why I said, I'm okay then. I'm good. I'm okay with just being with myself. Man. But I'm steady having to forgive people who never said sorry.
For Goddess, I wish I knew.
Have you taken any type of counseling for?
Yeah. And I upset at my counselor so bad that they told me she left the practice because when we sat down, I told her something that I was holding in for a long time. I said I was 3 months old. I remember my mama throwing me in the baby bed, and the lady next door saying, Lola, why you throw her in the bed like that? So what I did is ask my mama. I said, do we have a dog named Duffy? She said, yeah, how you remember that? We had that when you was a baby. I said, because I also remember you throwing me in the bed because I was crying too much. She was quiet. And then the therapist said, it's very rarely somebody can remember something like that. It must have been very traumatic to you. And I still have dreams that day of her throwing me in the bed. Or when I'm pregnant, keeping the door closed in a station wagon and making me climb over. Leave me out in the cold with pajamas on and snow. Telling my sister now not to let me in because I was living with my father. And I need to change my clothes for school. And here I am standing in snow with no coat on, house shoes on, and pajamas, and both my feet in the frostbitten. But I still love this woman. And no matter what I do, it don't satisfy her at all. You know, I had a job. I didn't rely on no man to do nothing for me. I was always independent. My daddy taught me that. And I went to college. You know, I graduated, was on the dean list and all that. And it still wasn't good enough for her. But it was good enough for me. So I was satisfied with it.
Man.
Have you sat down and talked with your mom?
Yeah. I had a heart-to-heart talk with her many a times, but I'm reminding her of somebody she can't stand. So no matter how many times I call her and say I love you, and I offer her this and do this for her, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, it's not going to change the fact that she is harnessing hatred in her heart for my father, and at the same time saying that I remind her of him. So it's a no-win situation.
I don't know what the words to say to help you in your situation. At this point, you wish you could sprinkle some magic dust and it will all disappear. But unfortunately, that's not the way that the world works.
You're going to have to put that one, pray and put it in God's hand.
You know,
and
you're going to have to get yourself out of that victim chamber. You're going to have to get out that chamber soon.
I'm working on it, but I enjoy, you know, coming to YouTube because it seems to me that YouTube people are showing me more love than people who are actually in my face. So that's why I love coming to certain people's lives because I love positivity.
Well, you know me, I got nothing but love for you, dear.
I got a number of love for you.
I love y'all too.
And
I'm working on it slowly but surely. I'm taking little baby steps. And
you it's one of the ones that's kind of helping this platform grow too, because no matter what I go live about, you know, you instantly share it. I mean, them notifications be popping up on my screen just like that, you know, so I really appreciate you helping me out. But after hearing your situation tonight, my heart goes out to you, babe. I'm not a counselor, so I don't know what to say to you. All that I can say to you right now is I hope your situation gets better and you are taking the steps that you need to take to get your situation better, because you got to come out of this. You got to come out of this somehow, some way. And I'm surprised you ain't winning sane. I'm surprised you ain't winning sane yet.
I ain't what? What did you say, Chris?
I said, I'm surprised you ain't winning insane yet.
No, I'm not insane, but I have, like, mood disorders, you know. So I get so depressed to the point where...
Are you taking anything for it?
Yeah, I was on 20 milligrams. Now I'm on 60 because I was doing self-harm at first. Cutting me felt good because I'm used to pain, but I don't do that no more. And I take 2 different type of pills for my anxiety because I have brain tremors. My anxiety is so bad that now my brain is having tremors, and it caused my whole body to shake.
Damn.
So what I'm basically doing is I appreciate, you know, Chris, you and whoever else give me positive feedback. You know, that means so much to me, more than what you will ever know. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it slowly but surely. I got goals, and I intend to, see through those goals.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this to you, babe, and I'm saying this because I love you. Let me try to choose my words carefully. You say you like coming to these YouTube shows because you get good feedback, and I understand that. But at this point, babe, you need to start doing something to give your own self good feedback.
Right.
You hear me? You need to do whatever you need to do to get your own self feedback. And like I said, the more you talk, the more you got me thinking about my grandmother. I swear you do.
Let me ask you a question. You're not still cutting yourself, are you?
No, I stopped that in 2015.
Okay.
And the reason I cut myself was because of my husband. He was like emotionally abusive, and I just started cutting on myself. And then I told my doctor, and he put me on some medication, and I'm doing better.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
When you go into the channels, make sure the channels are positive, because
yes,
I know when you going into negative channels, those can be enablers to also, because when you get wrapped up in those, believe it or not, people who suffer from depression going into negative channels, and you get so caught up and wrapped up in it, those actually are triggers for on your depression as well. So make sure the channels are positive for you, especially with for the high dosage of your depression.
Yeah. And no, Legend, I don't have no addiction. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I'm not using an excuse as an enabler for self-harm. If you really understand the brain, our brain is designed to protect us. Anytime something comes in contact with your mind that your mind ain't prepared for, you're going to get some type of reaction. So,
like Green, you got to press 1. Don't put the whole
pen
in
if the
when
pen,
you dial the number, just press 1.
Yeah, if the pen don't accept, it would tell you press £1 or something like that. You come in as a guest, so if it's not accepting a pen, just listen to what it tell you what to do after that, because it'll say if you're not a member, then press this and press that. Let me say this before I got us, and I'm gonna let you go.
okay.
And I say this to anybody who call in to the show: stop paying attention to the chat, because you get distracted when you do that.
Yeah.
Okay, stop paying attention. You let me deal with the chat. But yeah, you let me deal with the chat. Stop paying. No, I'm serious, and I do that sometimes too, but I got to the point now that I don't pay attention to the chat, because it will throw you off your game. Because if somebody say something like you did earlier, if somebody say something that you don't like, you're going to go off topic. And this topic is too damn good for you to go off topic. So, when you on the line, don't pay attention to the chat. Let me deal with the chat. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what you can do is when you get off the line, if you want to, you can scroll up and see what's being said. But just for future reference, if you call into my show or anybody's show, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Look, don't pay attention to the chat. You talking to me. If I don't say anything to you, then you all good. Do not pay attention to the chat. Okay? I promise you, with all that shit you said, you're going to have a trigger. You're going to have a trigger.
Yeah.
You almost did, because you almost did.
Yeah.
Until we had to calm you down.
Yeah, because I had to bring you back around.
Yeah, we had to bring you back and had to tell you that he wasn't attacking you. He really wasn't attacking you. He really wasn't. Then he had got it straightforward. He's straightforward. I know who he is. He's straightforward. Here, he do me like that. I don't like the shit sometimes, but he do me like that. So, shit. If I could take it, well, you a woman, so I don't know, but he does me like that too. Let me just say that I don't get no special treatment. He do me like that too. So, but that's how I learned though. Sometimes you gotta take criticism to make yourself better, because they say a lot of times we are our worst critics. Preach. We are our worst critics, so you have to take criticism a lot of times to make yourself better, because I think we know the difference when somebody just being a straight up dick to somebody who actually wants you to do better. Okay.
Right.
I know for one, I want you to do better because I didn't know all that was going on with you. I talked to you a couple of times, but baby, you got some things in your life that need to be corrected pretty much ASAP. Pretty much
Yeah,
ASAP.
and you know what? My grandson told me he loved me the other day, and that's the first time I heard somebody say I love you in years.
Say
And
it
he gave
again.
me a
Say it
hug
again.
and a hug.
Say it again. Repeat that.
I can't hear you.
No, repeat that what you just said.
I said my grandson came up to me the other day and said, I love you. And that was the first time I heard those words in 2-3 years. And then he gave me a hug. And a hug can go a long way. Those are free.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, he does. Yes, it does. Fire Goddess, dear, thank you so much. I love you. Thanks,
You're welcome.
Thanks for always sharing all my stuff. Thanks for what you're doing to support the channel. You're more than welcome anytime. But again, please take advice that we give, especially when you're doing the call-in show. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the topic. Focus on the topic. Worry about the chat room later.
Right.
Worry about the chat room later, okay?
I apologize for that.
No, you ain't gotta apologize. You good, babe. You good, okay?
Well, I appreciate y'all listening to me and, giving me feedback or whatnot. And much love and blessings to you and you too, Miss Clyde, and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm glad I had a woman on this subject. So, because shit, I don't even know if I could have said anything to you. You told me all this shit by yourself. I would have been like, I don't know what the fuck to say. Miss Class, where you at? I don't know what the fuck to say. But you have a good night, babe. You have a good night.
Y'all too. Y'all have a good night.
Love.
Love you. Love you too, Miss Class, baby.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Miss Class, this is so amazing. I'm glad that we have done this and we are doing this. These are some amazing people who have called tonight, and we need to have more topics like these. How do you feel about doing a show about domestic violence, relationships, and people coming on the show who want to tell their story if they choose to? How you feel about doing that?
Oh, I'm all for that.
Okay.
If Miss Face come up with them.
Let's do it. La Green.
What you think, Miss Face?
La Green, I want to stay on a few more minutes because I think you want to call in and say something. So try again and see what happens. Because I want to hear what you got to say if you want to call in. So I'll stay on for a few minutes so you can call in. My man Pretty King said, I'm glad it happened upon this show. Good job, Chris. Hey, thank you, bro. I try to bring y'all the best content. And so far, so good. I think I've been doing just that. I think doing that Judge O'Brien, that's kind of got a lot of y'all attention. As a matter of fact, he's coming back to the shore probably soon as next weekend. He told me to hit him up. I was trying to get him on tonight, but I think I asked him too soon. So he told me to get at him so we can make some arrangements to do something. And best believe I'm going to make arrangements to have that man back on the show. And I'm trying to get Judge Mathis, but I'm having a hard time getting to him. But I'm going to keep trying to get to him until I get some feedback from him. If I get that man on my show, man, golly, I know
You know what?
Something.
I seen the episode with Judge Joe Brown where that boy was so disrespectful and he kicked him out and he said, you know what? You in contempt, young man. And he said just for that, he actually arrested him. I'm gonna tell you the way when it was the accident. It was the one on that accident where he his mom was a probation officer and he was involved. His mom did the rental car for him, and he was in the accident. And he left the scene of the crime. And I really want to get his thought on that particular show right there.
Okay.
Because that was like the very first time I actually seen him get raw and uncut on that one. He was raw and uncut on that one.
You know what? He has no filter because now I think we came on my show. He tried to put on a slight filter, but if you would pay attention, go back and listen to it, you would hear him say in one part of the show, he said punk ass, but he came back and cleaned it up. But I didn't say nothing to him though. Cause like this, my platform is free. You get on here and say what you want to say. You know, so like when I talked to this woman named Miss Betty. Miss Betty she want to come share a story on some things she has been through. Did you ever see the video I did about the 3 pastors? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, I'll email that to you. I did a story about 3 pastors who was running the sex ring that had minors involved. And when I did that video, I had about 3 people who came and said, you know what? I had that experience. Some pastor was doing me like that. One of them said she will come on the show and share her story. She said, but I'll tell you that it's kind of vulgar. I'm like, you know, well, my show, I mean, it's pretty much a free platform. However you express yourself, we understand where you're coming from. So, you know, we talk about things where she said, these are words. She said, I know what a dick tastes like at 9 years old because she was forced to give fellatio to grown-ass men. And I told her, well, I won't get offended by you saying that because regardless of how sugar-coated you try to put it, we know what you mean when you say fellatio. And we know what you mean when you say penis. We know exactly what you mean. So you can sugarcoat all you want to, but I know exactly what you mean. I said, don't sugarcoat your words because you're on my show because y'all know my mouth has no filter. I cuss like a motherfucker. And I just did now. You know, so, I mean, don't have no filter. Express yourself. I want you to express yourself how you want to express yourself. Like Fire Goddess did. She expressed herself. I didn't tell her to hold back. Express yourself. Express yourself. You got to cry. Cry. Express yourself. And that's how I want everybody who come to my show. That's how I want everybody to feel. Express yourself. Express yourself. Don't hold back. Don't hold no filters. Express yourself. That's
People respect you more by being yourself.
Thank you.
You know,
thank you.
At the end of the day, and to me, that's why I respected Judge Brown when I had seen his show because that kid he did get caught in a lie, but he was so disrespectful on that show. And when he sat there, he said, "Oh, and then you threatened me." And he said, and then you sitting there and you ain't showing your mom no respect. And his mom really couldn't. It was just like, wow, you know. And then he said, "I'm not going to sit here and listen to this." And then he just walked out and he said, "Contempt of court." And he said, "You know what? Go ahead and arrest him. You know, you just don't walk out of my court like that." And I really want to ask him what was his thought on that, you know, that day that court took place, you know.
Well,
I'm like, wow.
Well, you make yourself available when I get him back on the show because the thing is now he can't give legal advice, but he can talk about the law. But I'm pretty much sure he'd love to talk about an episode of his show. As a matter of fact, I just seen the episode of his show a couple of weeks ago that I said I want to talk about. But I got to go find the video again. I said when I get him on the line again, I was going to ask him about that, you know, and talk about that, you know, because Joe Brown, I mean, he just laid back, but he give you the business and he laid back. I mean, he don't mean no harm, but, you know, just like a lot of us talk about, you know, people just can't take the truth, you know, no matter how you give it to them, you know, and they fight you when you try to tell them the truth. And you know, like Fire God was saying, you know, you can't judge me, you can't do this, that, and the third. Well, no. Well, the logic of it, I guess you can't, or technically you can't judge anybody, but you can't fight everybody that make judgment against you. I mean, there's just something you can't get around. Like the red flags Raw Red was talking about. It's just something you just can't get around. You're going to have everybody that's going to judge you no matter what you do. You know, it's just a human nature thing. People judge your book by your cover, don't even know shit about you. I mean, it's just a human nature thing. Pretty much to put it in a nutshell, people going to talk shit about you when you're doing good. They're going to talk shit about you when you're doing bad. It just ain't no way around it, you know, because that jealousy is a motherfucker. But that misery, everybody loves. Okay.
Right.
You know,
And
jealousy.
you got to be careful when judging that book by that cover.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you got to open up that book and read that whole book, because the cover can be deceiving.
Absolutely. Waiting for La Green. La Green, are you calling in or what? If not, then I can go on and shut this down. I asked you in the chat room, are you going to call in or what? Or are you been still in the chat room? I'm trying to stay on, see if she's going to call. And speaking of call, hey, thanks to everybody who called in tonight, man. This has been wonderful. Special thanks to my man, Raw Rebel. Special thanks to Fate. Well, I mean, special thanks to all y'all. Even you, Miss Classy, for making the time. Even for you, dear. I love it. I love it. I love it, you know. But we had some good people who called in, you know, and then Friday Child, man. I fuck with Friday Child, but you know what? She was on point tonight. I got to give it to her. She was on point. Okay. Audience, let me ask y'all a question. How many times did y'all hear me ask like Green she gonna call in and she still ain't responding to what I said, but she responded to everything else? How many times did I ask that she gonna call in? Or did she answer it and I missed it?
No, I don't think she answered.
Yeah, I don't think she answered it either. Yeah, Fate had to push the number. She put the number over there. She said you asked her twice. She said you asked her twice.
You gotta love Faith.
You gotta love, yeah. I thought I asked her more than once.
I thought I number in there 2 times. Faith was counting.
She said 2 golly, boy. She actually put the number. Elaine said at least 4. And she still ain't answering. Oh my God, she still ain't answering it.
Green say, stop asking me. I'm not calling in.
I didn't say, oh, she did? Oh, well, I'm looking at my other computer, so it's a delay.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. You know what? No, her, she probably is.
Call in.
Yeah, you know what? Probably her, she probably will say something small like that. Probably her, she probably will. She probably will. Look at this. Everybody answering except for her. You know? Everybody's answering except for her. This is awful. This is ridiculous. Or maybe she's trying to call in. I don't know.
Yeah. Is she on hold?
Nah, because you would have heard the beep. You would have heard the beep if she would have came on. That's how I knew people was online. Cause you hear like a little faint beep. You know, let the rip here say cut off. He said cut off.
Red Pillar been on it.
Yeah, he been on it. That's my boy, man. I fuck with him, you know. A lot of people can't take him like I can. I guess because I'm a person that can take criticism or that I know how to handle a conversation, period. And, you know, I guess with some people, sometimes you do have to analyze what they saying to get what is really being said. You know, you just really got to analyze it and take into consideration that are they saying shit to you just for bad purposes or are they meaning some good? And if it's a word that you don't understand, that's what you got Google for and dictionary for. So don't fly off the handle because they're saying something that you don't understand. Go get your dictionary or go Google it and find the word for yourself. Now, if the word got a fucked up meaning, okay, by all means, go ahead, do your tongue lashing. But if you go look at the definition and the meaning, it's pretty much saying that, well, this means, you know, hey, you are doing a good job, but you still got room for improvement. Then take it for what it is. You know, they're not saying nothing bad about you. You know, they just give you some good critique, you know, so you could live on better in your path. And just like I told Fire Goddess, I mean, I'm not safe from it. He give it to me too. I'm not safe from that shit. He come at me like that too. But it's all good though. It's all good with me. And this girl still ain't said nothing. You know what? Okay. Well, apparently she's not going to call in. So, hold on. Maybe she tried to call me on my phone.
I think she was calling in for Fire Goddess.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, the talking talk with
There she go.
Fireside is Chris.
There she
I'm
go.
in the chat.
She said,
Love.
"That's not what I asked you.
She said
That's
she in
not
the
what I
chat.
asked. That's not what I asked her. That is not what I asked her. That is not what I asked her."
She responded.
Right. That
She
is
tried to tell you she in
no,
the chat.
no. She know better. That is not what I asked her. I specifically asked her, "La Green, are you calling in?" And you waited all that time to say, "I'm in the chat." Wow, that's nice. Okay, I know you in the chat. That's why I'm speaking to you. That's why I'm speaking to you. I know you in the chat.
You better leave La Green alone. La Green about to give you. She about to give you the red finger in a minute. She about to turn from green to red. You better leave La Green alone.
Faye Roberts said, I love this. We need to do this again, Miss Classic Chris. Faith, I agree with you. This was amazing. This was amazing. I'm glad I brought Miss Classic in on it. I'm really glad that I did. On a serious note, I'm glad that I did. You know, I think she probably made the show more than I did. I'll give her that much credit. I think she made the show more than I did. And I say that in a sense because when topics like this, y'all can hear me sit up there and ramp and rave all day. But y'all have a voice too, and I want y'all voice to be heard. And by her being a female, I want her voice to be heard too on what she thinks. She heard what I had to say, and I want to hear what she had to say. And for the most part, you know, they don't seem like it was a disagreement anywhere. You know, everything was pretty much on point. But at the same time, I wish more men had called in too, because I'd love to hear different men point of view as well. And Raw Rebel, I think he did a swell job. He did a swell job in explaining what he said. Even I like how he clarified and say, you know, hey, I don't want my word to get some skewed, so I want to stay on topic. You know, I don't want to go stray away. And that's how conversation needs to go. You know, I want to stay on top. I don't want to get strayed away. So much respect to him on that. So that's the only complaint I got, that it wasn't enough men that called in. That's my only complaint. But other than that, though, this show was the shit. It was the shit to me.
Yes, it was.
It was the shit to me, you know. And
it was.
And we do need to have more topics like this, and that's why I asked, you know, if I can get people who want to speak on domestic violence, or we could just speak on it together. You know, get people come on and talk about their situations and tell us how they got out of this situation. You know. So,
thank you, Faith.
What did she say? True, we need some guys. Yeah, she's right. We do need.
Thank you,
guys.
Nick Williams.
Yeah, you got to love Monique too. Monique, when I did the show with the Baltimore Police, I like how she handled what she had to deal with me. She saw the replay of that show, and she emailed me, and she was like, you know, wow, you know, it's some things that I saw in your chat room that I didn't too much like. You know, I don't think they treated me fair, you know, and I just like how she came to me on a personal level, and we talked, and she sent me screenshots. So some of y'all call it receipts. She sent me some receipts. But the thing about it, I kept telling her, you know, Monique, these receipts that you showing me, they was not talking about you, dear. They talking to other people. This they had nothing to do with you, you know. And we got that out there, and we ended up having a deep conversation. And I'm like, oh, that's what's up then, you know. For then on, you know, hey, been smooth sailing. We cool, you know. So I think that's the way things need to be handled. You know, everything don't need to be online. You know, everything don't need to be online. You know, if you got a personal problem, you need to holler at each other on the back, through the back door. You know, holler in the back door. I don't need to put.
And that's
online.
how everything should be handled. Nothing should ever be handled online.
Mm-hmm.
It should be handled offline. And I understand the heat of the moment at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have a tendency to act in the flesh. But as long as we can be mature about apologizing when we realize that we have act in the flesh, then you should be mature enough to apologize in the flesh.
Absolutely.
But you should always be mature enough to handle things offline.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's harder to handle things offline than it is to handle it online and act in the flesh, handling it online.
Neek said, "My God, did I say something wrong there? I hope I didn't." Chaos said, "Not sure what you mean, but people get cold feet about calling in all the time. That's why he's not going off. I think Chris, as a grown man, knows when he's being disrespected. Oh yeah. I can handle myself. You know what I'm saying? So there's no point of going on. I mean, but see, here's the thing, Chaos, and I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of y'all been watching me the longest know that my demeanor is laid back. I don't judge. Now, we'll call you out. You say something that's stupid. I mean, I'll bring that to the light, but still at the same time, I got a way of doing it. You know, now, unless you come on here being a dick, then I could be a dick right back to you. But so far, I haven't had to deal with that with anybody, you know, and I appreciate y'all for being like that in my chat. That's why I say I don't have a big audience, but it's the quality of you people that makes my show the way it is. You understand? Because I'm seeing myself getting better and better just by seeing y'all likes. Y'all almost got me at 40 likes. Hell, when the show don't even start that good yet, y'all damn near had me 20. Remember, Miss Class, I brought that. I said, damn, we got 18 likes already. We ain't even started the show yet. So, like I said, it's the quantity. It's the quantity of the people, not the quality. But Miss Class, let me ask you one more thing, dear. We're going to end this show, and this may cause a debate between me and you. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because I'm gonna do a video about this a little later. I'm gonna do a video about this a little later. Well, it's 12 now, so I say today. So let me ask you this, and I want you to be honest with me. Us as seed of our parents, mother and father, do you or do you not feel that we owe them for what they done for us? Listen to what I'm saying. Well, let me say, yeah, I say both of them. Do you think that we owe them for something that they done for us?
We owe our parents to be the best at what we can be. That's the only thing we owe our parents. They brought us in this world to be the best at what we can be.
And
that's all we owe our parents.
And the reason I asked that, because there's a story I'm going to do about a NFL football player. I think he bought his mom and his sister a house or whatnot, which I'm like this, you know, if you want to do that on your own leisure, then that's fine. You know, hey, kudos to you, bro, or sis, or whoever did it, you know. And I saw in some of the comments that, of course, the women were saying pretty much that he owed that to his mama because his mama birthed him. That's a fucking lie. No, they don't. Oh my God, she's so far behind. You must be behind, La Green.
La Green.
Yeah, she must be behind. We've been off that. So you see, I told you she with the look. Nah, I'm cool. I decided like 20 minutes ago I'm gonna stay in the chat. They tripping. Who is they? But anyway, you know, they was in the chat room pretty much in the comment section, pretty much saying that since the mother birthed him and she did this, she did that he pretty much owed that to her. No, that's bullshit. That is a bullshit statement. So you pretty much telling me I'm supposed to reward my mom for something that was already her responsibility. Okay? She made the choice to get pregnant. She made the choice to go through with the pregnancy. So if she chose to have me or whatever, then that was her duty to take care of me. Although she had options, if she didn't want to take care of me, she could have put me up for adoption or internet stuff, but she didn't. Fine. She chose to take care of me. All right. So just like you said, I agree with you. Your job is to raise me, and I guess in a sense, you know, raise me up to be better than what you went through. But why in the hell, if I get big and get into a contract and get into some money, you telling me that I owe you? I don't owe you shit. No, I don't. There's a sports player. I don't remember what his name was, but They said, I got to look up this story. They said that when he got into the leagues, I don't know, was it NFL or NBA, they said this man mama literally wrote him up a bill of everything she done for him growing up, and I think it equaled up to like $1 billion, and said that he owed, it said, I bullshit not, it said that he owed her that. And you know what happened? They said that man paid her that. I said, if my mama ever did that to me, I got in the leads talking about, okay, this is all I did for you. You owe me back. I would take that contract, wipe my ass with it. I don't owe you shit. Now, if I stood up there in my own leisure, put you in a better position, I did it in my own leisure. But I don't owe you a goddamn thing. So, meaning you having kids just to get money behind it if I go bids, then that makes you a horrible mother to me. That makes you horrible.
I think children would do it out of respect for the mothers, not parents, not because they owe them. They just do it. That's my mom. I'm going to make sure my mom is taken care of regardless, but not because they owe them. Now,
right.
that's just taking it overboard.
Thank you. That's taking it overboard. Right.
And stuff and everything. Like my children, my kids don't owe me nothing. What they owe me is to be better than me. That's all they owe me. I want nothing more from my children than to be better than me. Go out and make a better life for your family. That's all you owe me. You don't owe me nothing. Go off and be as prosperous, be blessed, do better than I have, succeed farther than I have.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you owe me.
Absolutely.
And should you fall, I'm going to be there to pick you up and help you get up. But you don't owe me for that. And that's why some of these parents lack. Because when you take the time out to write a bill and give it to your child and say you owe me, was they there when you opened your legs and had sex and conceived and birthed that child?
Thank you.
I don't think they was there and said, Mama, lay down, get pregnant, and have me.
Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. And on that note, Miss Classy, thank you again for a wonderful conversation, and thank you again for a wonderful show, dear. Till next time, I'm going to shut this down and get on out of here. Thank you so much, dear. You have a good night.
All right, Chris. Thank you.
No problem.
Chat, y'all be good, be blessed, and remember, the YouTube streets ain't safe, so travel in a pack.
I know that's right. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. So let me shut this down right here. Hang that up. All right. That's done and over with. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining another excellent show. This was fucking amazing. Now, somebody said something about addressing somebody. What's going on up in there? That filter is showing. Feeding don't pay Chris bills now. Hey, Lord, that's up to Chris to manage, and his mom's not you or anyone else to attempt to dictate out of line women. Shaking my head. What the hell going on up in there? Out of line? Who's out of line? What happened? Chat need to stay respectful, for real. They tripping. I don't know what's going on up in there. I really don't. But I don't know, Green. I'll talk to you in private because you did say something that kind of puzzled me too. You know, talk about they tripping. Who is they? Who is tripping? You know. But anyway, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Have a blessed evening afternoon/morning. Enjoy your day tomorrow and all that good stuff. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Your man Chris Thorns is out.